learn Python and how Python was built and how Python was derived, and Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python, and Python usage who are using Python today, and what are the Python features as compared with other programming languages. So already we have got many programming languages from the last 20 to 25 years like Java, .NET, where they're running in the market. Why again Python, and what flexible features we are going to see in Python, and what advantages we see in Python as compared with the other technologies or programming languages. Yeah, so that is what we are going to see. And Python comparison with other programming, coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can compare this Python coding with other languages. What one thing I say is Python statements are not as complex as other programming. If you see set of Python statements, you can easily understand what happening in each statement. They look like normal English statements. Python statements look like normal English statements. English statements, just like how you read the English statements, the same way Python statements looks very simple and easier to understand. Simple syntaxes given by Python, not complex syntaxes. And reasons why Python is suddenly super popular. Why suddenly super popular? You may think that you may have got multiple queries, right? Python was introduced in the year 1989. Python was introduced in the year, developed in the year 1989. Almost 30 years back it was introduced, right? But from 30 years, but especially you are seeing Python got a boom, or Python applications development, everything started from last 4-5 years. Why suddenly Python has got, why Python is suddenly super popular? What reasons makes Python super popular? And Python scope and job market. Python scope and job market means whenever you learn any technology, you will get updated. Today, like with a single technology, you cannot run the show in the software field. So even if you are updating with any technology, you need to see that the technology stays in the market for the next how many years. That is also important, right? Just there are some technologies which just comes like a star and goes like a star. So again, you need to keep going, searching for other technologies. You need to keep. So that is also important. What is the scope and job market of Python currently? Today, if you see, Python is mostly used as an implementation language in most of the high-end technologies like data science. The prerequisites for data science is Python, AI, machine learning, all this is, and even for big data and for this Spark with Python like PySpark. And even if you write some automation scripts, you require Python, like AWS DevOps. And Python is also a best popular scripting language. Just like Linux shell script, we can write many Python scripts today. But the Python scripting looks very simple and easier. If you see about Linux shell scripting, how complex it will be to understand. So as compared with Python scripting, where Python providing modules, and the scripting of Python looks very simple and easier. And not only for this, Python mostly used today for web applications generations, gaming applications, networking applications, testing applications, desktop applications, in CAD applications, okay, in animation. So wide varieties of applications we can develop using Python. So before I go, let me just define Python. Why Python? I define Python in 5 lines. See one thing, Python is a general purpose programming language. What is general? I'll come back to it. Multi-programming paradigms, multi-programming features are included. That's why we call Python as a hybrid language. Multi-programming features. Multi-programming features we see. Means just like C language, like procedural features we see, just like Java and C++ object-oriented programming features we see, modular programming features we see, scripting features we see, multi-programming. What all the programming language we see, all those features you can see within the Python. That's why we call it as hybrid language. Means all the features, object-oriented programming, class object inheritance, all this we can implement using Python also. Procedural oriented like functional programming can be implemented. Scripting features can be implemented. Modular programs like models can be implemented. Different programming languages, what features you see, all those features also you can see in Python. That's why, because of this multi-feature support, because of this hybrid features, Python is the mostly chosen language even in the research and development. Even NASA is using Python today for its research and development activities because it has got multi-feature support. You can use Python accordingly. Any features can be used. And not only that, today Python is widely used for different applications creations and also used for implementation different high-end technologies. They're using Python language for that. Means the coding goes with Python, the implementation goes in Python. Okay, even if you take robotics with Python, AWS with Python, DevOps with Python, data science with Python, big data with Python, web applications with Python, lot of usage. Okay, I will show you the graph, the usage of Python in the industry at the end of the today's session. Like I'll be showing you the graph, the usage of Python in the industry compared from the last 4 or 5 years. In the year 2014-15, the usage of Python was just 7%. In 2014-15, if you go back like 5, 6, 7 years back, the usage of Python was 7%. The usage of Java was 41%. What was it? 41%. Means more than nearly half of. Okay, but Python usage was 7. Now, currently, Python went to 31%. Java came down to 19%. I'm not saying that Java is totally out of the market, but still Java is also giving a tough competition for the different from the last 25 years. Java in the market.
Yes.
Yes, it has given tough competition to many. There are many technologies they want. Okay, but still Java is competing with other things. Okay, even Java is also introducing some new features. Okay, but currently Python has. But the only thing is Java cannot be used for automation applications. Today, everything getting automated, right? Java can never be used for creating automation applications. Have you seen data science, AI, machine learning implemented using Java?
No.
No, right? Anywhere.
No.
Python is used, right? Python, where you see a lot of plottings, visualizations, models available. Okay. Mainly that is, if you see today, like two major programming languages in the market. Okay, 1 second. Observe this diagram once. Who can learn Python means anyone who wants to be in a software field need to have the knowledge of Python, whether it's a programming or non-programming. Both they should require the knowledge of Python. Generally, if I take the software field, observe this. If I take the software, mainly there are two categories. Mainly you are going to see two categories: programming and non-programming. Development, non-development. For example, non-programming like administrators. Like system administration, system admin, database admin, network admin. So these administrators, okay. These administrators, they are not going to develop any code. They are not going to write code, right?
Yes. Yes.
They are going to provide some kind of environment to develop this or this program. They are going to provide some kind of environment to the programmers. Okay. So they can write some scripts. Actually, as administrators, they'll be writing shell scripts actually. Linux shell scripting they'll be writing, but it looks very complex. But instead of that, they can go with Python script. Today, if you know or not, even the administrators are asked to get updated with Python scripting. Whether you know or not, most of the companies asking them to get updated with Python. Even if you take any like mostly if you take Linux operating system, whatever Linux flavor you are using, whether it is Red Hot Linux, CentOS or Ubuntu, whatever. So you just listen to this, and from the next session onwards, you can just make notes. I'll be just okay. Fine. Today, just listen to this demo. What is Python? How it is? Everything. So that notes everything from the next session. We can make a note. Okay. Whenever we come with the Python technicals. But first today in the next session, we just will be discussing about the Python, how it is in the market and the industry. Fine. So they are going to provide some kind of, so here even these administrators or non-programming should have the knowledge of Python, writing Python scripts. And programming development, mainly two major programming languages in the market used for enterprise application development. Two major programming languages today used, currently running in the market. One is like Python, other is Java. Both are the two major programming languages used for application development, enterprise application development. But Python not only for this, but wide varieties of applications you are going to see in automation applications, in web applications, in animation applications, networking applications, testing applications, and desktop applications. Okay, wide varieties of applications. We have got Python is used. I'll be briefing you about all those in this Python real-time applications. Okay. Coming to this, Python is a general purpose programming, multi-programming features, high-level language, interpretation, compilation language are there. Python is, I'll come one by one, user-friendly programming language. So let us discuss in brief what are these one by one. First, general purpose programming. What do you mean by general purpose programming? The name itself saying any kind of applications can be developed using Python. See, before Python, before in the 1980s, 1989s, 90s, like there were some languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL. These languages were there. Actually, these are purpose-based languages. These are what? Purpose-based languages. Purpose-based, they are used for specific purpose, not for all that. For example, if you take Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, and Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications. They are for specific purposes, not for all the categories. But a programming language, a language which is used for developing any kind of applications, a language which is used for developing any kind of applications. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of programming language. Any kind of application can be developed, like automation applications, web applications, animation applications, networking applications, desktop applications. So in this way, varieties of applications can be developed. It's not for a specific purpose, any kind of. So that's why we call Python as a general purpose. Multi-programming paradigm, multi-programming features we are going to see. For example, today why Python is, see why programmers or developers are just migrating towards Python. Why Python is attracting that most of the programmers or developers. Many reasons are there. First thing is very less coding. Generally, people see there should be less code, yes, less programming, and simple syntaxes. Immediately by seeing that, I should understand, right? Not like complex. Okay. And I can say like multi-programming paradigm means, for example, let me take a labor example. If I want to launch a new product in the market, think that if you are launching a new product in the market, like think that you are launching a new mobile phone into the market. To attract the customers, what features you want to see? Means what all the features you see in different other mobiles, everything keep in a single piece and launch it. So it is going to attract the customers, right? No. So all the features, what all the various features you see, all the features you are going to see in a single piece. What all the features you are going to see. In the same manner, Python is such a kind of programming language where we see the features of different other programming languages within it, using which you can develop any kind of applications. So widely used in creation of and implementation in different high-end technologies also. So I'll brief you about that. So Python has taken the features from which programming languages, what are the various features. Next I'll be discussing that. And Python is a high-level language. Generally, Python is a high-level language. We have got low-level and high-level languages. There are two types, like low-level language and high-level language. Low-level language. We'll be forwarded this video, this demo video, so the recorded one, right? Okay. So you can just go to the if anything more. high level language. So low level language and high level examples of low level. I want the sessions to be interactive. I want everyone to keep responding whether your answers are correct or not only in this, throughout the course. Low level languages. Low level languages, example of low level. Assembly level or machine level language, we say. Assembly level, assembly level language or machine level language. These languages are, C is not, C comes as high level only. Low level language, assembly level or machine level language. Machine level means they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. These languages are not human understandable generally. Okay. So machine level language or binary language, we say. Yeah. Not human understandable. They are not portable. They are not portable. And they cannot run on all the hardware or all the operating systems. Machine dependent. What are those? They are machine dependent. Machine dependent. And if you come to high level languages like Python, Python comes as high level language. So just I'll copy these three things. Python is human understandable. Yes, human. So this is what human understandable. It's portable and machine independent. Machine independent means it can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. Okay, so Python is a high level language. Interpretation language. Interpretation means line by line execution. Line by line execution you are going to see. Compilation language, interpretation language. For example, I have written 5 lines of Python code. In first line, if I get an error, it won't execute the remaining lines. In C or in Java, what happens? It is compiling entire program, it executes at once. Yes. 10 lines code, if you write, it will give 2 lines of errors. Yes. 2 errors. Means it executes all those and it just this many errors are there in your program, right? Displays all that. Python is not like first time executes if error in that, it won't execute the other lines. Means line by line execution you are going to see. Interpretation, line by line execution you are going to see, which makes debugging very easy. Python is an interpretation language, it's not a compilation language. User-friendly programming language. Mainly you can say like user-friendly or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements, which looks like normal English statements. I'll show you at the end of the session how this Python statements compare with other language. I'll take a small code and try to implement in 2 different languages. You can compare the coding wise, complexity wise, length wise, how they look. Okay. Fine. The personality who developed Python is not Udo van Rossum in the year 1989. Okay. There is no, once again I'm saying, there is no prerequisite for learning Python. Most of the people will be in that they need to have the knowledge of C, C++, Java, all those, not like. Without any zero programming knowledge, you can go for Python. Why? Because we'll be seeing that syntaxes of Python from the scratch ground level to the advanced application oriented way. Okay, fine. But the syntaxes will be little different to other programming language and they'll look very simple and easy to understand. After this, how Python was built. Python has taken the advantages from different programming. Means it has taken some features from one programming, some other features from other programming. In this way, from different programming, it has taken the advantages of features combined together. Python was built. That's why we call it as hybrid. So, from which programming language Python has taken the features from? Fine. Now observe this. Python was built or derived by taking the features or advantages from various programming such as procedural oriented programming like C language. It has taken the features from procedural oriented like C language. It has taken the features from object oriented programming like C++, Java. Scripting languages like Linux shell script. It has taken the features from modular programming like Modular 3. I can say because of this modular programming, because of this modules concept, Python has got a great boom in today's market. Nearly 89,300 inbuilt models Python is providing for each and every domain. I'll come back to this, but before that, procedural oriented, object oriented programming. If you take the programming language like Java, okay, the Java programmers or developers are restricted to use only object-oriented programming features only, right?
Yes.
Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java programmer application. But Python with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, many different types of applications can be created. Understand? Means I'm saying not Python is not confined to a particular thing. With object-oriented, without object-oriented, with modular, especially modular programming, lot of models we see in Python. Okay, for example, object-oriented programming, what advantages I am going to get? What advantages by Python is going to get from it? Means security, reusability, and flexibility. Reusability, flexibility. Means Python, see this object-oriented programming has got some features like inheritance, polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism. Many forms or logics or functionalities for performing an operation. So that we'll be discussing in part of our course also. So in our course, I'm going to discuss all this. Procedural-oriented programming, object-oriented programming, scripting, and modular programming. We'll be discussing everything from the brief, from this basics to this ground level to the advanced levels. Okay. Scripting languages. We can write many scripts, I said, just like Linux shell script. The concept of dynamic data types is taken here. Dynamic data types means Python supports dynamic data types. If you observe in C or Java, if you want to define a variable x equal to 10, compulsory you need to define int. Without int, there is no variable created, and float also, string also. Compulsory this data type defining is mandatory, but in Python directly you say x has 10, y has 4.5, z has no need to define that int or float or string. Observe here, dynamic data types means y equal, there is a function called type function in Python. I want to know what data type y is. What data type y is means here it is float you have given, that's why it is float. But here what data type y is means float. Why it is float? What value you have assigned to it? What value? If you are assigning a float value, then a float variable gets created. If you are assigning a integer value, based upon what value you are assigning. If you are assigning integer value, integer variable gets created. If you are assigning a string value, string variables gets created dynamically at runtime. If you are not assigning any value, it gives error. Compulsory a value should be assigned. What variable to be created means how it decide means what value you are assigning. If you are assigning a integer value, integer variables created. Type of x, integer. Why it is integer? You have assigned an integer value. Here x is 10. Next time I will say x equal to 4.5. Can I do?
No.
In Python. X equal to 10 is there. The next time I will say x equal to 4.5.
No. I go to change the value.
In the case of C, x is 10. The next time can I say x equal to, in C or Java, x is 10. Yes. Int x is 10. In the next line, can I say x equal to 4.5?
Not x good.
X should be integer type only. Integer value only you should assign.
Yes.
Float. But in Python, in first line x is 10, I will give. In second line x equal to 4.5, I will give. In third line x equal to some string hello, I will give. Possible.
You want to change the value again?
Yes, you can change, modify, you can recreate, you can destroy. everything possible in Python. So in second line, X will be changed to float type. In third line, X will be changed to string type. In that kind of changes cannot be done in C or Java. If it is index means throughout the program should be int only. X should be int. But in Python, X can be changed to any other value. So that is what dynamic data types. We'll be discussing this in brief in our concepts. Okay. Don't worry, if anyone from non-programming, we will be discussing these things. And these things I need to discuss more on this modular programming modules. Concept of modules. For example, Python providing modules for every domain. Whatever domain you are from, 89,300. If you are from data science background, Python providing models such as NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn. In this way, multiple models for plottings, visualizations, for predictions, for all this. Okay, models. Python provides models for every domain, such as for data science separate models, for machine learning separate models, for big data separate models, for testing, for networking, for animations. OS. The name of the model itself is OS. For example, using OS model just with 1-2 lines, I can create a directory in Python. I can remove a directory. I can create files. I can rename. All this you can perform using Python. Like OS model is there. So here for testing network and for each and every database, Python providing a model. If you're from database background, Python wants to connect with any database like Oracle. CX_Oracle model is there. In other programming language, that for language connecting with the database, a lot of things you need to understand. Like in Java, like drivers, type 1, type 2, type 3 drivers are there. A lot of just in Python, 1 minute discussion is enough to connect with a database. Because only 2 lines, 1 or 2 lines, just give the username password of the database and you can connect with the database. It will be very simple to connect with database in Python. But for every database, Python has a model. For MySQL, PyMySQL model is there, which you can connect with the database. Python we can connect with any database and can retrieve the data, and we can means just I'll write 2-3 lines of Python statements. I'll execute the Python statements. Go and check in the database table with whatever name you have specified, and the data gets loaded into that. If you want to remove in the database, if you want to remove some data, I'll write Python statements execute. Go and check the data gets removed. In that way, you can perform those things. Right? Transaction management, everything. And for different types of files, for Excel files, XML files, CSV files, JSON files, PDF files, any files, a model is there. I want to read data from a PDF. I'll write some Python statements, execute it. It reads all the data, whatever there in the PDF. I can create a PDF file using Python statements. For example, I can create an Excel workbook, Excel file. I have just written some Python statements. I have given some name, execute that program, go and check at whatever location, C drive or D drive, whichever drive, with whatever name you have specified, a Excel file workbook is created automatically. And I want to create sheets into it. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. I'll just write some more statements in that Python and I'll execute and go and check. Sheets will be created. Sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Internally within that, right? Okay, fine. And I want to insert the data by writing Python statements, executing those Python statements, check it, data gets inserted into that Excel sheets. I can perform all, I can read data from Excel, I can read that data, I can read and write data from the Excel sheets. We have got models like Excel RD for reading data, Excel SX writer for creating Excel. So that even not only that Excel, XML file, CSV, the name of the model itself is CSV. For PDF also PDF model is there. For mathematical operations, math model is there. And for statistics, many start model. And for administrative activities like that, okay, we are going to write many scripts, Python scripts. And for graphs, normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stat plots, pie graph, any kind of graph you can just develop using Python. Python is the only language which can generate, develop graphs by writing code. Means just 2 or 3 lines I'll write and I'll just execute and check by giving the X and Y coordinates. A graph gets created. I'll show you that some examples in the tomorrow session. So how simple generating graphs in Python. Okay, for plottings and visualizations we use, right? And in this way, just these are some of the examples. In this way, 89,300 inbuilt models Python has got. Means not only for these domains, only for data science or this, whatever domain you are from, Python provide models. If from electronics or for civil, I don't think Python providing models for those also. For embedded systems, even we have got many applications using it, and even for CAD applications. Who are using Python today? So before that, who are using, let us go with Python real-time applications. I'm going to take much time for this. Okay, let us see one by one what kind of applications directly. Okay, what kind of applications we can develop today by using Python. Python mostly used for creation. What kind of application? First one, web applications. Python mostly used in creation of web applications. Web applications. But you may ask, you have got Java, .NET, all the other things from last 25 years because they are developing. Why again Python? Well, I can see some reasons here. Developing Python web applications is providing some flexible options. Python has got some frameworks. Many frameworks we have got, but it has given very flexible, very less coding, simple syntaxes. We are going to develop in a very simple and flexible manner. We are going to develop the web applications. Means a small example like most of you like 100 lines of Java code. I can write approximately within 15 lines in Python. That is what the simple. I'll just not simply saying this. I'll just show you practically. I'll take a code and I'll try to implement and show you in Java and Python. Not even 1/4 coding. Take other programming language compared with Python. Not even 1/4 coding you are going to see in Python. The coding also looks like normal English statements, right? That is what Python mostly used in today, like mostly used in creation of web applications. And today Python mostly used in creation of automation applications. Creation of automation applications. Automation applications means today like using technologies like data science, using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps. So in this way, many automation applications are getting developed today. So Python is mostly used or mostly chosen for these automation applications. To take example of IoT, I don't know like how many of you are aware about IoT. None of things, but what exactly is IoT? Tomorrow you are going to see lot of many applications that you are going to see using IoT, data science, AI, everything getting automated, right? So today if you see generation to generation means 1G, unlock, 2G, digital, 3G, multimedia, 4G, wireless communications. See, like in this way, generation to generation, lot of, but today, like everything through online, right?
Yes.
Online shopping, online banking, online exams, online education, online healthcare, online gaming, everything through online. So here, if I want to define this IoT, it is a physical network. It is a physical network or hardware embedded with electronics, software, sensors for collecting data, for exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where you are. Generally, for example, using IoT, what you are going to, you have come to this Python demo, but still your TV is running at home. There is no one at home to switch off it, but you are here. But again, what you should, when you came to the office, again you need to go back to your home, switch off, again you need to come back. Instead of that, using this, you can directly connect it to your remote and switch off it from the place where you are.
Yes.
That is what you are going to see that in applications. Internet of things. And in the coming days, everything getting automated.
Yes.
There won't be any manual kind of jobs. For
You are
example,
aware of this?
hmm, for example, a person coming to your homes for generating electricity bill. Yes, directly using these things, coming days, you are going to directly connecting to your electric meter, generating the bill, forwarding to your mobile address, these things. Those kind of jobs you won't see. And even see, I can say like using I can say it is a IoT, electronic devices connecting with each other and communicating with each other,
Yes.
making life much more easier. In the coming days, see that I'll give some examples how your life is going to be, how the competition is going to be. Electronic devices connecting and communicating, I said, right? Fine. Okay. Hmm. A small example I give how the competition going to be in the coming days. Early morning, if you wake up, alarm rings, connect into your geyser to your music system to your bed toaster. Means they are communicating among themselves. Makes okay, which makes life more easier. Okay, so if this IoT should have seen like smartphones or smart TVs. We are going to see like smart homes and smart cities. Okay, using this. So here the coding is done in Python. So the implementation of the coding, everything done in Python. And Arduino, we also say like Arduino, that is also like Python. And if I come to this data science, everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data, using data science, you are going to perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clusterings, data recommendations. Data clustering means all the similar patterns as one. Okay, same age, same income as one group. Same age, high income as one group. High age, less income as one group. Means there's as at one clusters in this way. Otherwise, and even for recommendations we use. If you're buying one product, they are recommending another product. Most of the people buying this product also in this case, some kind of recommendations. Okay. So using this data science, we have got like data analysis, data predictions, classifications, clusterings, recommendations called blend of techniques. Data science has got blend of techniques. The main technique that we see in data science, machine learning.
Yes.
What exactly machine learning and where this Python is used here means just without entering into this technicals of this machine learning or data science, just in a simpler way, make you understand. Okay, it is an approach. Machine learning is an approach where we are going to provide some data patterns to an application or a system. Means this is an application. You are going to provide some data to it. Based on the data provided, the application should predict in the automated fashion. The application need to predict in the automated fashion.
Examples.
One example. Observe this, many examples we can discuss like you've got some temperature and sales. Two variables are there, temperatures and sales. Temperature 27 degrees, sales 31K. Temperature 29 degrees, sales 33K. 31 degrees, sales 35K. 33 degrees, sales 37K. What is your observation based on this data? Temperature increasing, sales also increasing. Think these are the sales of some cool drinks in summer. In summer, temperature increasing, cool drink sales also increasing. Positive correlation. Temperature increases, sales also increases because it has positive correlation. Correlation analysis we say in data science. Temperature increases, sales increases. Means, for example, tomorrow if temperature is okay, so if temperature is 29 degrees or some 28 degrees. So if temperature equal to 28 degrees, what might be the sales? So based on the current data, just I'm going to provide this data patterns to application. Based on that only the application is going to predict the things in the automated fashion. Means 28 means approximately 32K, 33K. Thousand, yes. Without providing any of this data, I'm saying tomorrow temperature 31 degrees, same is the sales.
Not possible.
Understand? So that's why we are going to provide some data which that it is going to predict. I'll try to answer. Application providing some patterns, data pattern based on which we are going to predict. Even statistically also, even if you see like statistically, x and y values are there. X value 1, y value 10, x value 2, 20, 3, 30, 4, 40. If x value 19, y value 190. Okay. These patterns I am going to provide based on which it is going to, if x value is 29, y value 290. It's very simple to predict. Without providing this data, I'm saying x equal to 31, say y value. So based on the data, we are making the application to predict, right? Now, if we take some complex, 1 second. Application providing some patterns, data patterns, and making it to predict. For example, take some x and y lattice, if x value, and in the previous example, if you see this, what is the relation between x and y it is going to compute? Relation between x and y is 10 times x. If x value 1, it is 10. If x value 2, it is 20. If x value, relation is like this. Now, 1, 10, 2, 14, 3, 18, 4, 22, 5, 6, or 500 you say? Or 500 you say? No. Do you think y equal to 4 times x? Yes.
No.
4 times x means if x value 1, it should be 4. Y should be 4 only then. If x value is 1. See the relation between x and y. If x value 1, y value 4 is 1. How much should I add to make it 10?
Into
6. I can say 4x plus 6. If x value 2, 8 plus 6, 14, right?
Yes.
If it is 3, 18, right?
Yes.
If it is 4, 16 plus 6, 22, right?
Yes.
Means 4x plus 6. 4 times x plus every time add 6.
Yes.
That is the relation. Means these patterns, if you provide it, automatically it computes and it is going to predict it. If y value 500, 4 into 500 plus 6 is 2006. Understand?
Yes, sir.
4 times x, 2000 plus add 6 to it. 2006. This way. One last example before I go with where exactly Python is used in this. For example, application providing some, you are going to provide some data to an application based on which you are going to predict it. A bank providing loan, 1,000 customers. Provided loan to 1,000 customers. Out of this 1,000, 400 they are paying the loans regularly. 600 they are just skipping the loans. They are not paying the loans. The 400 people who are paying, they have got some common features.
Yes.
They have got their age, their income, their status, financial status, everything. I'm grouping them as X features. I'm just collecting all the features of these 400 people and collecting them. X features. X features means their age, their income, their financial. These 600 people also, they have got some common features
Yes.
like no job, their income, financial status. I'm just saying as Y features. These X and Y features, you are using this X and Y features, you train the application. Using this X and Y features, you train the application by providing this. tomorrow 100 new customers approach for a loan.
Yes.
Out of this 100, my application need to predict to whom to approve the loans. Out of this 100, to whom to reject the loans.
Yes.
In the out of this 100, first it will find out how many has got X features, how many has got Y features.
Yes.
30, for example, 30 people have got X features, 70 people have got Y features. To whom to approve, to whom to reject?
Why? Why
Why
to reject?
reject them, approve the loans to these 30 people and reject the loans for the 70 people. How it is saying? The past data is saying, the history is saying that people with Y features are rejecting. That is, they are skipping the loans. People with X features, they are going to pay the loans based on this. Okay, means you have trained the application by providing those patterns, right? Then only the application is breaking the things. The person who trains the application, we call him as a data scientist. The person who trains the application by providing the patterns. Training a human being is very easy. That's what I'm doing now. But training an application is very complex, right? I need to make the application to understand the patterns, making it to understand the patterns, and it should predict the things in the automated fashion. So here, why I'm discussing all this, we have got some ML techniques, machine learning techniques like the regression techniques, classification techniques, clustering techniques, recommendation techniques. All these techniques to implement, we require a language. That is what? Python. So to implement all this, we require Python. Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming language for coding this data science, machine learning, AI, all this, where Python is providing many models for plottings, visualizations like Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy, all these models are there. But no need to learn. Okay. So Python is the most okay. So first, what is my first application I was discussing? Web applications, automation applications. Coming to this big data applications. Next, Python is mostly used in big data applications. In big data, simply saying in big data application, not like where exactly it is used in big data means. Just within 1 or 2 minutes, let me explain where exactly Python is useful in this. If you see the big data name, the name itself saying that huge volumes of data. Big data, huge volumes of data, right? So like today, if you see big data, like what are the data storage units like that? KBs of data, MBs of data, GB, MB, GB, TB, petabytes, exabyte, zettabyte, petabyte, petabyte, so on. From TB onwards, we say it as big data, huge data. Today, we see TB is a very small unit today.
Yes.
Previously,
GB was.
yeah, 1 MB was a huge data. You know, in 1990s, we used to use floppy disks.
Yes.
Floppy disk 1.4 MB. The size is what? 1.44 MB. At that time, we used to carry data in that floppy disk for any printouts or any other things. But 1.44 MB today, you cannot store a smartphone. In the initial days of mobile phones also, like the internal storage was like 128 MB or 256 MB in like 2001 or 2, 128 MB. Now 128 GB is also a very less storage. So it's a huge data. Like even we see like TVs of petabytes of data. Do you think like petabytes of data is it getting generated in the current real world? Petabytes. You should have seen KBs, MBs, or GBs, or even TBs of data. But do you think like petabytes of data, is it getting generated in the current real world? If so, examples of petabytes of data generation? No, others.
No.
1 petabyte equal to 1024 TVs.
Oh.
1 petabyte. Do you think 1 petabytes of data, exabytes of data, is it getting generated? Many applications generating petabytes of data. You are aware about it. If you take example of social media like Facebook,
Facebook, sir. Facebook.
if you take
Instagram.
in a minute, what is the data generated by Facebook? Facebook has got millions and trillions of users throughout the world.
Yes, yes.
In a minute, how many posts and videos are getting circulated? Each and every post and video need to be stored or not?
Yes.
For storing that 1 minute post, what is the data generated by Facebook in a minute, in a hour, in a day, in a month? What should be the storage capacity of Facebook?
Not TV, good.
Petabytes, not in GBs or MBs, TBs, right? Petabytes of data. Not only like the Facebook today, not only that Facebook today, if you see any application generating huge data, any application generating huge data. Today, everyone creating their own videos and uploading in the YouTube.
Yes.
What should be the storage capacity of YouTube to store all their videos? Do you think GBs, TVs, PVs? Right? 1 minute transaction. If I take 1 minute transaction, how many FB posts? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Twitter tweets
Yes.
keeps on generating data, right?
Instagram.
And today everyone just they are querying in the Google queries.
Yeah.
Google on average, it is generating more than 800 petabytes per month on an average.
Oof.
801 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. 800 petabytes means 800 into 1024 TBs. That is the data generated by Google. Averagely in a month. And YouTube videos upload. YouTube videos upload. What should be the storage capacity? Millions and trillions of users using email or Gmail messages. And today, if you take the bank transactions, everyone making multiple transactions. In every street, you are seeing a bank for SBI today.
Yes.
In a city, you see hundreds of branches for SBI.
Yes, sir.
In a state, thousands of branches. In the entire country, lakhs of branches.
Yes.
Each and every branch has got millions of customers.
Yes. Even online transactions.
Okay. So that each and every customer making transactions per hour, per day, per month. So huge data generation that in petabytes, huge data. And this is what bank transactions, and these are what telecom transactions. Even in telecom, also a lot of transactions, everyone. And if you take e-commerce website like Flipkart or Amazon, huge data, right? Today, if you see everywhere, huge data is generated. Not in TVs, where now petabytes of data is generated. Okay, fine. Now, okay. So for this, we have got big data technologies are available. Big data also has got great boom today's market, like big data Hadoop. We have got like big data Hadoop is there. Yes, big data Spark, very high speed processing both for implementing. We have got some languages like Scala language, Python language. So Python also mostly used for implementing Spark with Python. We call it as like PySpark. Spark is an execution model. Python is a language, like we call PySpark. Okay, so even in big data environment, also like Python is used, right? So you need to know all these things where this Python can be used in which. Okay? And apart from this, Python is also used for. Let me just brief you about one by one. What are the various other applications? It is also used in scientific applications creations. Okay. Even like today, NASA is using Python. I said, even we have got models like scientific models like NumPy model, and even today, like Python, mostly used in developing games, mostly used in game development. lot of games are developed using Python today. Single user, multi-user online games are developed using, especially for developing games in Python. Python has got a framework called Pygame. It's a framework given by Python, especially for developing games. Anyone who wants to go for this environment, they can just go with Pygame. It's a framework. Not only Pygame, there are many frameworks given by Python like PyChara. It is also a framework for developing games. And there are some libraries, 3D rendering libraries are there for these games also like PySoy. So all these are used for developing games in Python. And not only games, Python is also used for developing GUI animation applications. GUI animation applications, graphical user interface and animation applications. The word models like TK intermodule for the graphical applications creations. And also Python is used for scheduling tasks for a particular day, particular week, particular month. In this way, scheduling, we have got Airflow for it, Python provides. And apart from that, Python is used in the software development. Software development means today, if you see the software developers using Python as a support language, and even if you see in business applications, so like even business applications, even like today, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce applications. In web scraping data from different websites. Python is used in networking applications. For networking applications, Python providing a framework called Twisted Python. For networking applications. Even for testing or for test cases, Python is mostly used for this testing or test cases. For desktop applications. For desktop applications or single user console applications, Python is used for generating graphs or reports. Python is used.
What is left?
One second. In embedded applications, the famous embedded applications using Python, Raspberry Pi. For embedded applications also, like for electronics background, even if you go for civil background, like computer aided design, CAD, for CAD applications. One of the hottest application of Python, database applications.
Simply and outline Python is about everything.
So database applications and even for data analysis. So this is what database applications. So these are the various applications. These are some of the applications. In this way, many applications you can see for developing any kind of application. That's why general purpose programming language. It's not for a specific purpose. Any kind of applications we can create using Python. Using Python, I'll write a Python code. I'll write some data. Send, I will say. I can forward by writing Python script. I can send a email to your mail ID.
Wow.
That example I'll be showing. I was showing you the last week. The students like taking some from and to which to give, just like a letter we write from address to address, from which mail ID to which mail ID, from my mail ID to that other mail ID, source and destination, and what data you want to forward. That data you write it and you just execute that. After executing, check your mail ID. the data will be there. Whatever. Then in this way also you can perform those. So these are some of the Python real-time applications mostly used in automation applications, in web applications, in game development, okay, in software development, in web scraping, test cases, networking applications. Fine. Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today?
Companies like Google, Amazon, are they using this?
Who are using Python today? Using Python today means especially not for means yeah. Google is using Python for its web search systems. For its web search systems. YouTube is using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo is using Python. Uber is using Python. How Uber is using Python? It is going to collect the information locations of the various places and then it's going to allocate the required cabs or drivers. So it is implemented using this ML technique, implemented using Python. Instagram using Python. Pinterest using Python. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. Yes,
Sir,
please.
what is Pinterest, sir?
What is
Pinterest, sixth one.
Pinterest? It's an application. Pinterest is an application again for images, those things, right? Pinterest, okay. Netflix uses Python for subscriptions purpose. For subscriptions, those things, it is Python is used. Okay, within this Netflix subscriptions. And Quora uses Python. One is one of the application, and even MMOG. MMOG means massively multiplayer online games. MMOG means massively multiplayer, not single multiplayer online games. This is okay, and Maya, a powerful 3D animation,
Yes.
just like Photoshop. There is a Maya. It uses Python scripting. Maya uses Python scripting for this 3D animations. iRobot for military and commercial applications. Iron Port email server product is a kind of Iron Port email server. It uses more than 1 million lines of Python code to do its job. YouTube now, Instagram, Pinterest. Python, I see like hardware testing. Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing. So these are some of the examples that who are explicitly using Python. Hence, each and every company uses Python. They've got Python. I'm not discussing like they've got Python projects, but explicitly how this Python is used in there. Okay. So who are using Python today? Now, Python comparison with other programming language. No, I said there are two major programming languages, Python and Java. So let us compare Python and Java. I'll take a small code and try to write in two different languages. You can just check it how simple this Python code looks as compared with other programming. Just I'll take 10-15 minutes more. With I'll take a task. I'll take a task. Accepting two values. Keyboard. Performing addition. Performing. Just if you have knowledge in Java, you can just say me this code for this. Accepting two values, and from the two values, perform addition. So just try this first one. I'm going to show you using Java. After that, I'll show you in Python. You can just see how complex this Java statements look as compared with Python. Import, I don't know like how many of you are understanding this Java code. Import Java dot star statement. Class. Without class, there is no Java application or program. Class sample. And here public static PSVM. Public static void main. String of rows IO exception. Using input stream reader. Go to new input stream reader. Buffer reader. Here I'm creating the object for it. Go to new buffer reader. So, okay. Now say system.out.println, just like print statement in Python. Sorry, in C. System.out.println is the output statement. Println, what you need to enter first number. Enter whatever number you have entered is taken as string format. S1 equal to dr dot readline. Read it. Readline is a function, and after that it is taken. Later I need to convert into integer type if I want to perform using integer dot parseInt. ParseInt of which one? S1. Okay, this for first number. This three lines. Enter first number taken as string, later converted to integer. I'll copy this to three lines for second number. Enter second number. String S2 dr dot readline. Int j equal to integer dot parseInt of S2. Finally, finding the sum of these two int, saying that system dot out dot println I plus j. So this is the coding in Java, right?
Yeah.
So here input stream reader, or even you can use scanner classes also. And in enter first number is taken in string converted to integer, second number taken as string converted to integer. I don't know like how many of you understood this code. What is class, what is public static void main, what is input stream reader, what is buffer reader, what is read line, what is integer dot parseInt. Too complex. Okay, we need to have minimum knowledge on this Java to understand this.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you the same code in Python so you can understand. I said nearly you are getting 10 to 12 lines of code right here.
Yes.
The same code I'll write in Python with not more than 3 lines. The same code and the same task I'm going to implement in Python directly. IDLE, integrated development environment for Python. Directly I can Python shell will be opened within this file, new file. Okay, here directly I'll write x value equal to using input function. We need to accept the values from the keyboard, not giving the values x as 10, y is 20, z equal to x plus 1.
Okay. You are accepted from the user.
Yeah, user input, enter. Otherwise in Java also we can write in the 4 lines there.
Yes. Yes.
Input, enter. Value of x, or enter first number. Enter value of x. y equal to input enter value of y.
And go to X plus Y.
Z equal to
X
x plus y. X plus y. That's it. This is the coding in Python. This is the coding in Python.
No question mark.
Huh?
No.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
No semicolons, no curly braces, no all those.
No printers.
Enter value of x, enter value of y, print x plus y.
Oh,
Normal English statements it looks. What you are doing in each statement. Enter value of x is the first line, value of y is the second line, print x plus y.
there is no class, there is no input.
No all those, no all the other statements.
Semicolons.
Even that's why even anyone can understand this. It looks like normal English statements. Same like if you see this Java, lot of programming knowledge. Understand what are these things? Input string, buffer, reader, read. Okay. And like, but in Python also, whatever you are accepting from the keyboard taken as string down in Python also. But if you want to convert to integer, say keep everything within this int of you say that's it. Int of you say.
Put it in integer.
Int of it's like this way. That's it. Before storing in X, it converts to integers and so. That's it. Save it. Rename.py. Here run option is there. Run module. Enter value of x 10, enter value of y 20. Sum is
So,
not only this. If you take any C language programs also, just I'll show you that examples. It's very even compared to C language also very less. In C language you say arrays. But here in Python, if you want to define those values are directly x equal to square bracket, you give the values 30, 10, 20, 50, 40. I've taken some 5 values. Print x prints the entire list as it is. If I want to print the number of elements means len of x. Prints the number of elements in the text. If I want to find the sum of 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 50 plus 40, all the elements of that in C language, take a variable sum equal to 0, iterate one by one elements, add one by element, finally print the sum. But here in Python, if I want to find the sum of that entire list,
print sum of X.
Sum of x, right? Sum of.
Over.
If I want to find the max element, max of x. X is the in that which is the max element. Min of x prints the minimum element. Run model. See this simple syntax is given by sum is 150. Sum of all these elements 150. Length means number of elements are 5. Max element is 50. Min element is 10. But if you want to find the max element in C or Java, first take first element, compare with each and every element, finally returning the max element. But here, if I want to arrange all the elements in the sorted order, in a ascending order, sorted of x, right? In ascending order it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Descending order.
For descending order, there is no function, but if you want to print in descending order, sorted of x, you will get in ascending order, right? If I reverse the ascending, I will get descending, right?
Yes.
If I reverse that ascending order, you will get in descending order.
Yes, sir.
So just say reverse equal to true, that's it. Sorted of x, reverse equal to true. Reverse it, you will get in descending. See the output, are you getting in descending order?
Yes. Only single statements. Single.
Understand? So in this way, that is what in this way we have got many built-in functions. Python has got many built-in libraries or functions for performing the task. No need to write huge codings in Python. That's why how it is. And one more thing is just like how you interact with your friends, statement message by message. The same way, Python is providing the flexibility to communicate with it statement by statement. it gives the response for every statement you type. For example, go to the command prompt cmd, type Python here, Python interpreter opens. Now I want to communicate with it. Just say 5 plus 6. I'm asking what is 5 plus 6? 6 into 3. X is 10, Y is 5, Y is 20 otherwise. Say what is X value? What is Y value? What is X plus Y value? What is X minus Y? X into Y? What is X by Y? Use output. X equal to, I'm saying hello. X into 3, print hello for 3 times. X into 5, print hello for 5 times. X into 30. In this way. So every statement by statement, we are going to interact with Python, right?
Yes.
So this is what interactive mode, which you cannot see in any other programming language.
Yes, sir.
In other programming language, you need to write all the 5-10 statements, save it by using .c or .java. Later you compile it. If you get any errors, then but here every statement by statement, so which makes it very easy, especially for the beginners or the learners. This interactive mode works better. If you don't know about anything, just type and check what it is giving the response. Based on the output, you can analyze it, what is meant for. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So in this way, you can interactive mode. Now, based upon whatever we have discussed from the last 1.5 hours, now try to say what advantages we are going to see in Python. Why Python is suddenly super popular? Now say that why Python is suddenly super popular. Now try to say what are the reasons for it.
Easy to understand, portable.
Yes. First thing is very less coding. First thing is what? Very less coding. Second is simple syntaxes. Simple syntaxes like sum, max, min, all this simple syntaxes. Provides interactive mode. Just you can interact with it statement by step, where other programming languages cannot interact. You can interact with it, right? Next, multi-programming features. You can see multi-programming features. Yes, still many built-in functionalities. Just now I said inbuilt, many built-in functions. No need to write huge codings. Many built-in functionalities. Wide varieties of applications. Wide varieties of. We have discussed all those applications right, one by one. Automation applications, big data, animations, gaming, in embedded wide varieties of applications. General purpose programming language, I said it's a general purpose. So in this way, mainly these things, very less coding, simple, which we cannot see in other programming languages, right? So this makes Python suddenly super popular. Now I'm going to show you like Python scope and job market. Python scope and job, how the percentage of usage of Python in the industry. Just I doesn't want to show any of my graphs. Let me open Google and show you that. Just 2021 is not yet completed, right? Let me say popular coding language in 2020. Popular coding language in 2020. Take the images for it. See that top 10 programming language in 2020. What is the first one? Python. Next comes JavaScript, Java, the other things. Right? Okay. See this. Ranking wise, you see. Rank, this is rank. This is language. This is type. Okay. Ranking wise, Python stands as the #1 ranked programming language. So even in Dev, I forgot to discuss about the DevOps also in Python. Python is used for writing many automated scripts and also for decreasing the life cycle of DevOps. Okay, now observe this. The usage of Python in the industry. What is the percent? 31. What is Java? 90. Both 50%, right? C++ 9%, C 6%. These things, okay. Okay. Previously it was 7%, but it became 30. In 2021, 2022, it reaches more than 40. Okay, now see that the graph for Python from the last 4-5 years. If you want to see the graph of Python, this one. Let's check this graph. Dark blue color is 2017, orange color 2018, ash color 2019, blue color 2020. 2021 you see more, in 2022 you see more applications of next. But Java you see 2017 increased, 2018 decreased, 2019 again increased, 2020 this way. It's not stable. So now observe this. Python remains the most popular programming language. Java stands second. And observe this salary wise number of job openings. Ranking by average salary, Python stands first. Rank by volume of job openings also. So very less people knows Python. Why? Because from the last just from 2 years also, even in the BTech or in this academics, Python is included, right? But from the last 20 years, who has completed BTech, everybody knows Java, right?
Yes.
But the people who knows Python are very less.
Yes.
Jobs are more, but people are less, so the less competition as of now. But after 1 year or 2 years, full competition for Python also, right? From 1 year from now. So this is the right time. You can just get updated and get it. Learning Python. Learning Python means you won't get job. I know Python. I am learning Python means doesn't mean that you are going to get job. Everyone learns Python, but only some people get job because if you have got a pharmacy shop, medical shop, if your friend comes to you and asks for a particular, or is suffering with science particular disease, but you don't know which medicine to give, you have got a medical shop, everything you have got pharmacy. You know Python, but you don't know where to use, how to use it.
Waste.
Means you need to know if you need to have good command on this Python, means which functionality, if any task is asked, you need to know what functionalities are there in Python. Immediately you should get what functionalities, what modules, what things to be used. That is what you need to have the command of it. Everybody learns English since from the childhood till first standard. Only some of them can speak fluently, right?
Yes.
The same way, those who have got command in that language only, they can do that coding well, right? For that, practice is required. Going to the Python classes doesn't mean that you are going to the spoken English classes that you will speak English fluently. All the 2 months of the spoken English classes, every day if you have spoken English, 61st day you can speak fluently.
Yes.
All this day just you are listening to that English. 61st day, if you are asked to come to the stage and speak, you will be dancing on the stage, right? Shivering. In this, that's what here also when you are coming for 2 months or 3 months for the Python course, all the days you are listening and you are saying that yeah, it's wow, it's Python is super and it's very less coding everything, but not like that. You need to implement your own code, your own logic. You need to then only it fetches you something. Otherwise, listening and understanding is different from how you are implementing it. If you are getting errors, you need to rectify your own errors. Okay. So not only this, I was just showing you like a Python. Let
So
me
you
show you.
have to have a real base application. You're going to create.
1 second, I'm coming to that only, right? So ranking wise, you see rank 1, Python as the #1 ranked programming language. Its share and its trend you see as compared with Java. The most popular programming language used by top 25 unicorns, Python. Top 25. And most popular programming languages, Python, see that percentage. Next comes Java, next comes other. So Python is the mostly used programming language in the industry today. In the coming days, it is going to increase furthermore. Fine. So that is what that is. These are the graphs not shown by me. That's from the Google I'm showing you. So Python has got more usage today as compared with other programming languages. So I was just discussing real-time applications who are using Python, comparison with other programming languages, and why Python is suddenly super popular. Okay, fine. And tomorrow I'll discuss more on this Python. You can just understand the coding snippets of Python so that you can understand how it looks. Same time. So before that, if you've got any queries, you can ask me. And before I close, what I'm going to discuss as part of the course from the scratch ground level to the advanced oriented level. So Python core, Python advanced, and Python application oriented modules. So every session is a video recorded one. So even you will be getting the video copy of it. So, and even the clear notes will be provided for the topics that we are discussing from the scratch advanced level. And the number of hours for Python core, Python advanced, that with multiple scenarios and tasks of real time. Okay. That is nearly 75 to 80 hours for Python core advanced and application oriented, plus application development, application, how to create applications, Python applications, web applications creations, interactive web applications creations using Python, using Django framework. A framework called Django is used for creating interactive web applications using front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. The backend, like we use like Django, Python database. We will be getting, I'll be showing you, I'll be giving the knowledge on HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript. And that separately means 80 hours only for Python, plus 45 hours for web applications creations for Django. Excluding this, again, HTML, CSS classes will be running parallelly. When you are running with Python, you'll be going with HTML, CSS classes also. After sometimes Django will be started, web applications creations. And for web applications creations, 20 to 25 applications I'm going to show you. You are going to do along with me step by step. You are going to bring that laptops. You are going to sit along with me step by step until the first application output you got. You won't go to the next application. Everyone should get that output. Okay, step by step we'll be discussing step 1, step 2, step 3, how to create a project, how to create an application,